Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First of all, guys, thank you so much for joining the weekly meetup. Um, this is a space for you to answer or for you to ask questions and for you to get updates on what's going on with the TradeBot ecosystem. And so my name is NoobDad on Discord. You can always feel free to always ask me any questions on there. Um, so let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, I want to cover um, well, let's just go over the agenda real quick. One is first thing I want to cover is why we did not have our weekly meetup last week. I'll just explain why we didn't have that, and then why we're going to continue to have them going forward. Next thing I want to talk about is the Twitter organization verification. So this costs around $2,000. This is something that we're using to increase our marketing and to create credibility within the space. We posted our explanation video to the website, so this is great, and I'll explain why that was essential. Then we're going to discuss the Telegram and Twitter campaigns that we're going to execute within the next few weeks, and how it's going to help us increase the price. Then I will cover a Jupiter feature, which is pretty nice. It allows you to DCA into a coin, which is cool. And then what we'll do is we'll cover we'll talk about, and I'm sure this is what you guys all want to talk about, is we're going to talk about the math behind TradeBot and why we're going to succeed. Okay. And all right, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to explain, last week we did not have our weekly meetup because my grandfather is in the hospital. He is in ICU, and that all of last week I was visiting him with my family, and it was just a very emotional week. I lost all track of days, and when you guys were holding the weekly meetup, I wasn't even aware that it was on. So I got called up. We had to cancel it just because of what we were going through. And yeah, all I ask is that you pray for him, just because he was doing better during that time, but now he's not doing as well, and he's just fighting. So a lot of different family members are visiting him, and we're either hoping that he gets healed, or at least I'm hoping that he gets healed, or that at least he can get the closure for, I mean, these final moments of his life, and hopefully that he can talk to everybody, and hopefully he can go in peace if that's God's plan for him. But like, it's been a rough week, guys. That's all I'm saying. So just keep him in your prayers, and yeah, just know that that's what was going on last week. So I apologize for that. Um, Next thing is the Twitter organization verification. So the show has to go on. Unfortunately, like, there's a lot of responsibility that we have to all the holders here. So I mean, we got to keep moving. And so with this, one thing is the Twitter organization verification. $2,000. Basically, it allows us to get a gold check mark. So instead of getting a blue check mark, we're getting a gold check mark, and it also gives us $2,000 worth of ad credits. So we'll be able to use this to advertise all of our tweets. And with the gold check mark, it also helps with like scams and things like that. Um, so I'm very excited about that. We're still in the middle of the verification process. So once we get verified, then we'll get that gold check mark, and we'll get the ad revenue as well to then use for ad campaigns. Any questions?
Yeah, does that mean that if we get more views on the tweets, they send us money? Or how does this work? What does this program do
So
exactly?
this basically means that we get more views for our tweets. And then for so when I say ad revenue, sorry, I meant like ad credits. So we get $2,000 to then use towards an ad campaign where we can then, if you go on Twitter, you'll see that there are ads there too. We'll be able to put ads on there also.
Oh, so our ads can show up on
Yeah.
people's stuff. Okay.
And then we also get the gold check mark. So that kind of shows clout that you've actually put money and you've
Right.
invested into the whole Twitter profile thing.
Right. 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 Okay.
Okay.
Oh, and how long is that? Is that like a monthly thing, or is that like a
It's a
yearly thing?
yearly thing, so we have to pay that yearly.
Okay.
But what the reason I like it though is because you don't have to pay in crypto. So if you don't have anything that you don't have to pay in crypto, I'm all for that because if you have to pay for it in crypto, then that means you have to sell, you have to get Solana somehow or Ethereum somehow to pay that pay for the service. And if I have a marketing budget, right, and it's all in TradeBot, that means I have to sell TradeBot. Ugh, I don't want to do that. But if we have to, I mean, we have to. But like that, the whole objective is try not to sell the trade bot because it it lowers the price.
Right.
So we don't want to see that, right? But eventually, we're gonna have to start selling like little bits in here. I mean, it's all strategic. So if we're on a high, right, then it's okay for me to sell because it's not gonna hurt the chart that much. Um, but yeah, anything if there is any like ad service or any marketing service that does not require crypto, I am jumping on that because I don't I want to showcase our product, but at the same time I don't want to hurt the price. Okay. Um, so the next thing is trade our video website. So our we added our introduction. So the huge issue with TradeBot is it is a complicated product and people cannot explain it. It's just it is very complicated. So what we're trying to do is we're creating a foundation for everybody, uh, where we create a video that explains things, and we also create a white paper that explains things, so that people that have like the really hard questions and people who just want to dive deep into the details, I'll have everything already there laid out for you guys. Okay. So on our website right now, we currently put up this video. What is TradeBot? When you watch it, it'll go through and it's an animated video and it explains the big picture of what it is. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then add a white paper. So this link is not live yet, but this white paper right here goes through, excuse me, and it'll explain everything in detail about what TradeBot is. And when this link goes live, the white paper, you're going to see a white paper link at the top. So you can show this. So, like, if you're talking to people who are very technical and they want to know exactly how everything works, all you got to do is point them to the white paper link, and they'll be able to go through and read it, and they should at that point understand the math behind it. Okay. So those are the two tools that we are providing to make it easier for everybody to share TradeBot with like friends and family. Okay. Any questions there? Okay. So I'm very excited about this. We've gotten rave reviews from the people that I've shown this to. So we just got to build the foundation first. Once we get the foundation set in place, then we can go ahead and start spending money on the marketing campaigns to get to get the word out for this. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to talk about is Telegram and Twitter campaigns. Okay. So I have been doing a lot of studying of the ecosystem as far as meme coins are concerned, what it takes to make the price go up, what it takes to market, what are the best sources. As you can see, we've been hit or miss with some of our experiments. So one of them, we had 2 YouTube videos put out there. I wasn't really impressed with them. I was really impressed with this introductory video. This we got really good return on this one, which I like. And so I've just been the ecosystem is just it's full of scammers, right? So we got to figure out what are the best ways, what are the optimal ways for us to spend our money so that we get the most return for our investment. And I've been hearing a lot that it's soul trending. Is a community-owned meme coin. Oh, can you mute yourself, please? So soul trending is a Telegram thing. I don't want to show you I don't want to show it to you right now because uh, it's my Twitter feed, and people are just gonna we're gonna get like a bunch of notifications if I open that up. But Soul Trending is basically a it's a really cool ecosystem. Okay, so actually, yeah, let me just go ahead and do it. If I get notifications, um, just ignore them. But we're probably gonna get a lot. I get spammed a lot. Okay, so let me show you something real quick. So this right here is our Telegram. Okay, and you see this bot right here. This is called the Safeguard bot, and it is cool because it allows you to track when people are purchasing. Okay, and so you set this up in Telegram. Okay, but what's cool about this is that it is connected to this Soul Trending. Now, Soul Trending has 364,000 subscribers. Okay, and they have a top 10 list of different coins. Now, this top 10 list is just you pay for it. You pay money to get put on this top 10 list. And what's cool about that is, as you look at this, there's 18,415 messages on here. All of these right here are buys. Okay. So our strategy is to get on. And what's cool about that is this Soul Trending is connected directly to this bot. So if you set up your bot with this and you track it, and this thing is tracking your buys, when you pay money to be put on this Soul Trending list, all of the buys that bot captures, they get put right here. So these guys, like for instance, Mother Iggy paid for a spot on here. So somebody bought a Mother Iggy token of $72. It was displayed here. And the same thing here with this Tate cat. Somebody bought $47. It was displayed here. Another Mother Iggy, another Father Andrew Tate. So um, all of these coins, when there are purchases, they get displayed on here, and it creates this like energy, this FOMO. When people come in here, they're gonna see, oh shoot, this thing is pumping. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start buying this. Okay, so our strategy is pretty straightforward um, when we do this. So basically, what we do is we pay for this. Okay, then then it's automatically linked to this. Now, with Soul Trending, anytime you make a buy, it'll then appear on here. So all I do is I will then go into Jupiter Swap. Okay, and so this is the budget's going to require. So we're gonna have to. There's a little bit of money that we got to put into this. You got to pay for Soul Trending. And then two, what I'm going to do is set up this DCA. This is really cool. It's a Jupiter feature. You go into DCA here and you allocate X number of Solana to buy X number of TradeBot, but all you got to do it is just do it for every hour, right? Or it could be for every uh, 30 minutes or 20 minutes. We got to figure out the math. We can do it over 100 orders. And what you want to do is you want to buy $25 worth of TradeBot every X minute, right? Because as soon as you do that, then it will then be displayed on this Soul Trending. There's a 25% chance it gets displayed here, and there's a minimum threshold that you got to meet. So I mean, we're gaming the system as much as we can, basically, right? So I have to figure out the math for this, but that's the strategy. So there has to be a lot of organization with this. That's why I'm not just throwing money at this. We have to figure out. We have to get our foundation set up so that when we start investing money on this, everybody's ready to go, and we're pushing this as hard as possible. Okay.
How much does it cost to get on this soul training
So this
platform?
thing costs between $300 to $3,000, depending on how long you want to stay on there. And I'm going to stay on the biggest. You get the biggest bang for your buck if you buy for the whole day. So I will buy
Oh,
one
it's a
full.
day.
Yeah, it's just one day. Yes, that's how crazy this thing is. And
So
people,
you need to have like if you have like what 20 people ready to buy TradeBot, we would do the little interval thing. Have top 10 and then
well, I would take it out of the marketing wallet, and we're just going to do it. So you don't even have to
oh
worry about it. Like the marketing
oh
wallet's
okay
already going to be buying it. It's going to be like putting pings on this thing. It's just
right.
gonna. and people are going to see like, ooh, these are buying, this is buying, this is buying, this is buying, and it's just going to be rocket, 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 right? And hopefully that will then cause the energy or the synergy there for people to then buy in and pump the price.
Now, does it cost crypto to buy this, or are
Yes, it
you
costs crypto to buy this. So
okay?
I am shifting funds in my portfolio to get the Solana necessary so that we're good to go on this. Um, so yeah, so
I think
that's
this is an experiment. This is just another
yeah,
thing
this
we're
is
gonna
an
try.
experiment, but I think it's a high probability experiment just because is let me see if I can find an example for it. So what's cool about a raid, here we go. So we have multiple bots on here for raiding. So let's go ahead and start a new raid. Please use a method with a post link. So let me go ahead and show you what this is. So I'm going to go on to Twitter and let's go ahead and look at our latest one here, which is our pinned tweet. So which is this one right here. So we're going to copy this and I'm going to type in raid. Let's do this one right here, raid, and then we're going to put the link. Let's see what happens. Good. Please use method with the link. Okay, let's just do this again. Raid. Why is it saying edit messages? Cancel. Yes. We're going to do raid. Deluge bot. This 1111. Hit enter. Okay, good. So what this is saying is it's starting the chat. It starts this rate and then locks the chat. Okay, so nobody else can talk. I think I can talk because I'm an admin. Yeah, I could. Oh, look, I can't even talk. It just kicked it out, right? So nobody could talk until all of these objectives are met. Okay, and so when you look on here, it says you have to go on here. You have to hit a like. You have to retweet it. You have to reply to it, and then you have to do a bookmark. So when you click on this, and you let me copy this link real quick. So I'm going to log in as my old account. All right. So you can see here that chat's locked. Let me go ahead and go to that one page, and you'll see what happens in real time. So I'm on that link right here. Please vote for the winner. You can see that the chat is locked. So I'm going to go ahead and like it. So it's at 46. I'm going to like it to 47. And you're going to see that this likes gets updated after a while. So you can see right here, chat locked until the tweet has 47. We have to wait a little bit for it. And let me go ahead and retweet this too so we can see the rest. So I'm going to repost this. Okay, so right there, see the likes got to 47 to 47. So now it's in the green. We need a retweet. And then let's go ahead and reply to this. I love Zelda. Because this is the Zelda thing. All right. So it's got a comment, a retweet, this. And then you're going to see that all of these are met. And now we need a bookmark. So the bookmark is this right here. So now that we've got that and we meet our goal, it will then make it so that this that the chat will be unlocked basically. We'll wait for that. Let me click on this though, right real quick. So as we wait on this, right? Let me click on this. This is called the raid leaderboard. So this raid leaderboard uh, this also creates more synergy because this raid leaderboard allows you you get points for all your raids. Your token does, or your Telegram channel does, and so you can see on here that there is a real-time raid going on right now for this M Bobby coin, and people also look at this. So as we start raiding a lot and we start gaining our own points, we join their leader.
Does that
So
also go to Discord too, or no? Like,
this does
do we?
not go to Discord. This is all Telegram and Twitter.
Right,
So
right, right.
this is what I've been making announcements, basically saying like we're moving towards Twitter. I mean, we're going to keep Discord, but we're moving to Twitter and Telegram. Like that's where we gotta communicate with the rest of the people, because they don't like Discord. And you can see right here all of these coins right here. This is from people who this is what they use. This is their space, right? So instead of forcing them to use our what we like, which is the Discord, we're going to
Yeah.
shift over to them.
Okay.
All right, so this gamifies rating, okay, but it doesn't stop there. We also want to incorporate something called Collabland, and Collabland, it lets you connect your wallet to Telegram. And the reason we want to do that is I want to create an elite team of raiders. So not just normies, right? Because a lot of people don't have time to just babysit Twitter and Telegram, right? I mean, it's on their phone. Yeah, maybe they can try to get involved or whatever. But I want dedicated people who are all about rating, and we got to spread the word type of thing. Okay. So to do that, I'm taking this from another coin, which I really really like, and actually I'll show it right now. It's called the Mad University. Okay, so this is another token that I've been studying, and what they do is the only way to even get into this Telegram group is using the Collabland bot to prove that you own the token. Okay, so for you to even join the elite group that we have, you have to own at least like 10,000 TradeBot, maybe 100,000. I don't know. We'll think of some number, right? Um, but you got to show that you actually own the coin and that you're going to be a holder, basically, right? And so that way, the reason we want to do that is so that the people who join it and they get rewarded with TradeBot, they're not just sitting there selling it like the airdrops that we had before, right? Like we want
Right. Yeah.
guys who are dedicated. So we're going to use Collabland to generate the invite. The only way you can get invited to this group is if you own the TradeBot token, and then it's set up so that if you ever sell your token, you get disinvited to the group. So like the only way to get in is through the group is by owning the TradeBot. And then once you do own the TradeBot, they have this robot here called ATM Bot. And ATM Bot is a bot created by the Bonk community. So the Bonk of or yeah, the Bonk is another token. It's very high market cap. It's kind of almost like a blue chip meme coin. So, but they created this raid bot that anybody can use. Okay, so it's kind of like a collaboration at this point. And what's cool is once you use this bot, it will then figure out how much it figures out like your participation, and then it'll send you tokens. So in this case, I was experimenting with it, TradeBot Cash, and I responded to one of the tweets with my other account, and you can see here that my score is 1. I don't know. I still have to learn more about it, but you can see here that these guys were paid 8 tokens, 8 lab tokens, 7 lab tokens, 5 lab tokens, and so on and so forth. And so this is for dedicated people who want to make between uh, a few cents per day. Basically, you're not going to get rich from this thing, but you'll still get rewarded, basically. So it's a nice way for our supporters, like our hardcore supporters, to get rewarded a little bit, and then they're also helping us build the brand and build the community as well. So with all of this, so if you want to participate in this, you need to learn Telegram, right? Set up an account. We'll have all the bots set up so that once you log in, you verify that you own the TradeBot token, and then once you're done that, you'll then be put into this Raid Lab room. They call it Raid Lab. We have to figure out a name for ours, but basically you'll be invited to this room, and then whenever we do tweets, you get to do raids, and then you'll get paid. So this is separate from the main chat. So the main chat will have its own raid bot, and it'll ask everybody to participate. But for the elite group of raiders, you will get paid for it, which is awesome, right? And so we would like to get. I don't think we'll have to get that set up before the actual money campaign. I have to think about it. It depends on how difficult it is to set all that up. If it's really easy to set up, then I want to have that ready before we actually pay out the money, or before we actually spend our money for the marketing. But we'll figure that out as we get through it. So
Do you have an idea of how much TradeBot you would require to be part of that group? Because I wouldn't want to put my whole wallet in that. I'll probably put like a secondary wallet and have funds in it or something. I don't know.
that's a good idea. So yeah, you're right. So from the coin perspective, we would probably want to set aside, like, I would say, 1 million tokens in a separate wallet specifically for this, and then you'll get paid out from that wallet.
Yeah.
And then if you want to set up you can set up an additional wallet too if you want to. But Collabland has been used by so many. It's Yeah, you can, if you want to create a whole new wallet. There's nothing wrong with that. But Collabland is used by so many different things. There's a Discord bot integration, Telegram bot integration. It's free, and they can do so many blockchains. So, like, let me see if I can do it real quick. I don't want to log in on camera, but let me see if I can do it over here. So Collabland, I think you're safe with Collabland, but if you want to be on the safe side, you can create a whole new account too. So there's nothing wrong with that.
And just have a million TradeBot in there to like
Uh,
be considered.
what's that?
If you said there has to be a minimum number of TradeBot you got to own before you can join.
Yeah, before you can join the
Okay.
elites.
Yeah.
And we got to come up. So another thing too with marketing is we got to figure out what we want to call ourselves. So, like, this right here, this coin right here is the lab, and the professor is the main dev. Uh, and then they have a mad university. So, like, I really love the theme that these guys came up with. We need a theme also for TradeBot. TradeBot by itself is just like a bot, but we need like a cohesive theme that brings all of us together. So I was thinking of what can we call ourselves. One idea that came up was Gearhead. I mean, that I thought that's kind of cool. Um, we can call our place the shop, or like a mechanics shop or something like that. But I mean, I'm open for any ideas on this. And then the elites. What do we call our elite guys? I don't know. I want something cool, because these are the guys that are the ones that grind, and these are the guys that are building the community. And these are
Nanobots or
the
something?
guys. What's that?
Nanobots? Are we nanobots?
Nanobots? I don't know. I was thinking like Terminators, but that's might be too violent. Uh, yeah, but we have to come up with something cool that the elites can get. I was thinking metal necks.
Oh my gosh, no, please. Someone give me better ideas.
I know.
Metal neck. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we need more ideas. Anyways,
Well, yeah, I know, yeah, because don't you want to keep a theme with like the actual coin itself, like the
yeah, of
trade
course,
bot?
it has to be about robots, right? It has to be about the trade bot,
Yeah,
or
right.
maybe we could call them like AIs or sentient or welcome to the Matrix, or I don't know. Think, or maybe if we go with the Matrix team, then we can call the elite guys agents or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to talk about that, and then we can set that up. So actually, we should set that up before we pay the money to. It's $10,000, so it's a lot of money. We want to make sure that we're getting optimal usage out of it.
You mean the
So
10,000 for the deck screener ads?
yeah, 10,000 for deck screener. The total budget for deck screener, soul trending, and doing the buys, so that we're stacking our buys so that we get maximum exposure on that.
Right.
So, like, we just can't throw money at this thing and be like, oh yeah, no, we have to be strategic about it, and we have to get everything set up. So that's kind of we'll talk about the chart next, but that's basically why I haven't been throwing money at it, because I don't feel like we're
That
ready
money
yet.
has to make money,
Yes,
basically.
exactly. That money
Yeah.
has to make money, and
Yeah.
if we're not making money, we're just throwing our money away.
Facts.
And I want to make sure that we are completely prepared for it. Okay, so if let's actually talk about the chart. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before we move on? All right.
No.
Okay, let's talk about the chart. And let's see here. Where are we at? Where are we at? Here we go. Okay, let's talk about the chart. So we had two sales happen. Actually, we had three sales happen. We had one person sell $2,500 right here. Okay. And so this person was actually an OG and they sold, when I say OG, I mean somebody that was word of mouth. So this was a word of mouth person. It wasn't a random person. They needed the money for whatever reason, I'm assuming. And they paid the $2,500 here. Uh, they sold 2.5 million TradeBot. And then this is what kind of started uh, all of this right here. So you could see here that they sold, but you could see TradeBot, the healing aspect of TradeBot, able to increase the price a little bit. But then I don't know if you guys have seen the news or not, but Bitcoin has been on a tumble, and usually when Bitcoin goes down, everybody else starts panicking, like in as a whole in the community. And you could see here that there were then two major sales that happened over here. So it started declining a little bit. You can see that coming from the airdrop. There was some airdrop. Yeah, airdrop farmers were selling. The price of Solana was also going down. So as they were selling, you can see these red candlesticks bringing it down. And even though we were buying with we're buying with, yeah, right here. So we're buying 1954. We're buying 1908. When we're buying, the price actually goes down. So this price of 96.99 when they sold 2.5 million, we we were able to buy $19.54, but it only brought it up to 93.84, and then somebody else bought, and then this came up to 99.02. How the heck does this happen, right? Like, how does it skyrocket like that? It's because it's the price of Solana. So if you actually want to see a better metric for how we're doing, you click on Solana here, like click on the Solana here, and this shows you in terms of Solana how we're doing. So here you could see that more people are putting in, and the price of the ratio of Solana to TradeBot is going up here. Okay, USD is a little bit misleading because this is based on what the price of Solana is in comparison to USD, which is then compared to what the price of TradeBot is. So the USD version of this is the bottom line, like, hey, this is what TradeBot is worth, right? So if Solana skyrockets to $300, right, TradeBot's going to also double in price just because the price of Solana went up. But if the price of Solana goes down, then the price of TradeBot will go down because when you sell your TradeBot for that Solana, you're going to get less dollars for that Solana. Okay, so this right here is still the best chart to look at if you want to know, like, bottom line, like, what is my TradeBot worth? But if you want to, like, look at trends and figure out, like, okay, how are we doing just compared to Solana itself? We don't care about the price of USD. This is the one that will show you how we're doing against that. Okay, and so you can see here that we had our a maintenance here, a maintaining of price here, and then somebody sold their Solana. This guy panicked right here. So somebody sold big Solana. This guy panicked and he just dumped. And then after that dump, somebody else also sold as well. So I think let's look at this guy right here. Yeah, so this is the guy that created the dump. He sold for $7,400, and then we had somebody else sell like a few $100s after that as well. And so even though that's what these red candles are over here, so we started buying it back up, and then some guys were panicking. But at the end of the day, we have self-healing technology. And what do we mean by self-healing technology? Self-healing technology, when you look at a meme coin, so let's talk about a meme coin. When you look at a true meme coin, all it is a game of hot potato. It is a game of musical chairs. It is a zero-sum game. So I'm throwing all these terms out here because without a shadow of a doubt, 100% mathematically, it's a zero-sum game. Okay, it's the greater fool theory. So what is the greater fool theory? It means that if I buy an asset and I want to make money on it, I have to sell it to a greater fool, or I have to sell it to somebody else who is willing to buy it for that price or for a higher price. Okay. And so that's basically what you fall into with this. It's a little bit more complicated because we have like a liquidity pool. So you're not actually buying and selling to somebody else. You're buying and selling to the liquidity pool, right? But in this example right here, somebody bought $25,000 worth of Brett. So Brett is the meme coin that we're looking at here. And what's funny with the whole coin culture is there are like there are hundreds of Brett coins. The reason that they're called meme coins is because the marketability comes from the meme itself. Okay, this is a gambling tool. People want to make big money on this. So what they'll do is they'll create a coin, they'll slap on this picture, they'll call it Brett, even though there's you know tons of Bretts already out there. But they're saying that like this is a meme coin. You know what you're getting into. Let's go have fun. Okay. And in this example here, somebody actually, some poor soul. Oh my gosh, some dude bought $25,000 worth of Brett here, thinking like they were going to go to the moon, and then a bot at the top, because you could see it at the same time that this guy bought, the same instant that this guy bought, the bot came here and sold like $25,000. So there is a winner here. The guy who created this token profited $25,000, and then the guy who lost from all of this is now negative 25,000. He's $25,000 in the red. So there is winners and losers in all of this. Okay, but what makes our coin different and why I can sleep at night, because I know I'm not stealing from other people, is the revenue stream. So we have a trading engine, and the trading engine is always buying. Okay, and so you see proof of that when you go to the TradeBot site, you go to Burns, and then you go to the burn chart. Okay, and this right here these are all of the buys and the burns that we're doing. Okay, so all of this money right here, we've already bought $747 worth of TradeBot, and it's gone. It's burned. It's like this money doesn't exist anymore. This money was put into the liquidity pool, which is right here. So let's see where it is right there. Right, where are you? Right here. So this pooled Solana, this is how much Solana is available for holders. When we buy it, we're replenishing this supply, and then we're burning it, and it's a symbolic gesture. What we're saying here is, you can trust us. This is us building credibility. We're not going to dump on you with these tokens because these tokens don't exist anymore. So this is our gift to our holders. You can have this Solana for your selling needs. Okay, and then this guy right here took advantage of it. So this guy right here who sold the $7,500, he was an original holder. He bought it during when we were on Pump.Fun, and he made a lot of profit. And that, I mean, good for him. He made the profit. He sold it, but he reduced the price. Okay. But another thing is he's out now. This guy sold all of his token. He's out. He thinks I guess he lost faith or whatever, but he's out, and now he's looking for other opportunities. But that's fine for us because we're still building up. We have our self-healing technology. Okay. The only problem with our self-healing technology, which I guess you can't really call it a problem. I mean, I'll call it a problem, but I mean, like, choose. You can either be part of this and never get your money back, right? Or you can be part of this where somebody dumps and we still keep on building no matter what. The takeaway from this is that TradeBot, the bot itself, he's the greater fool because he's always buying. So you're not going to have to worry about selling this to somebody who is willing to pay more for it. TradeBot's already doing it. And the reason TradeBot can do it is because we have our revenue stream. Okay? So when you go back, let's go back and look at this. So this is the TradeBot buy and burn system. And by the way, the video explains it. It doesn't explain it in this detail, but the white paper that we post on the website will explain all of this. Okay? So we have our TradeBot engine, and it's generating money based off of the volatility of crypto. It's generating Solana, which it then puts into this wallet here. Okay? This wallet is then used to buy Solana or to buy TradeBot. So it's replenishing the liquidity pool. Okay? So we're putting more Solana in here, and we're taking TradeBot out. And then as a symbolic gesture to everybody, we then burn the trade bot. So this trade bot does not exist anymore, and we're basically saying the profits from the trading engine are being given to the liquidity pool so that the holders will then have more Solana available to them so that they can sell whenever they want to exit. Okay. The problem is that the TradeBot engine needs to be fed. We need to feed this algorithm more money so that the profit that it generates increases. So this is the scalability thing that I was talking about. So like I'm just using round figures here. So like let's say we have $100 in here, right? And let's say it can generate 1%, right? So then that means he's generating $1 worth of Solana. Okay, these are round figures. Don't try to. I'm not there. This is proprietary technology. I do not want to reveal this because this is our competitive edge. But I'm just using round figures here. Okay, so if we had $100 in this trading engine and it was generating 1% worth of profit, then it will be creating $1 worth of Sol. And so this Solana is being used to buy the trade bot. Okay, but what happens if we make it $1,000? So now if we have $1,000, we're still generating 1% worth of profit, right? But that 1% is now $10 worth of Sol. Okay? So by increasing the amount of money in the engine, there is a multiplier effect of the Solana that gets generated from it. And this is the power of the TradeBot. As soon as we start pumping more money into this engine, then the more it can burn, or the more it can, the more Solana it generates. The more Solana that is generated is then put into the liquidity pool for the use of the holders, and then the trade bot that gets purchased from that is then burned. So this is where the healing aspect comes in, because if one of these guys dumps and they take all of the Solana, then these guys are losers in the regular meme coin. However, with the trade bot, we're always replenishing the vending machine or the liquidity pool with Solana so that these guys are no longer losers. They just have to wait now. And when they wait, they'll be made whole again. Does anybody have any questions on that? So the biggest takeaway from all of this is do not panic. Do not be afraid, and you got to explain this to all of your friends and family as well. Like, the math is on our side. It's all math. It's not like anything special. It's pure math, and the math shows, like, so if this guy sells out, right, he dumps, he doesn't have TradeBot anymore, right? So then this guy is now out of the picture, and then these guys are now waiting for more TradeBot. So what they can do is they can buy more TradeBot because at a cheap price, right? Or they can just sit and wait. But the mechanisms are there for this thing to be refilled. And the question now is, how do we get more money into the trading engine? That is key. And so the way to do that is by increasing the price. So that's why we have our marketing strategies in place. Okay. Mathematically, you don't even need a marketing strategy. If I really wanted to, I can just hold this forever and this thing will build by itself. Okay. When will it get to 10 cents? I don't know. Probably 100 years, right? Because our rate of burns is not big enough to get to that 10-cent mark quickly. Okay. So it's going to probably take like 100 years for it to get to 10 cents. So to get to our first millionaire, right? We have to accelerate that. So that's where us as a community has to come together to help share this and grow the community so that we can get this price higher. Okay, now look what happens when we get the price higher. So I have, let's just say I want to sell 10 million. So let's look at this right here. This is the dev wallet. The dev wallet has 316 million TradeBot tokens right now. It's only worth $218,000. Okay. That's at the current price of 0.006898. But let's see what happens when we go back up to 0.001. So I'm going to take, let's just take 10 million. Let's say I'm selling 10 million from this, right? So 10 million times 0.0006898 is equal to $6,800. Okay. So if I sold 10 million right now, I wouldn't even make that because of slippage, but let's just say $6,800. Okay. It's okay. It's sizable. It will definitely help the trade bot. However, we're kind of dealt with the dilemma here because what happens if the price goes up? So if we have 10 million and multiply that by 0.001 now, let's say we get back up to our 0.001 price and then we sell. Now that's $10,000. Okay, that will definitely help the trade bot. But then what happens if the price goes up to 0.002? So we get 10 million times 0.002, that's $20,000. What the? I don't want to sell 10 million at the 0.001. I want to sell it at 0.002 because it's double the money. All right, let's see what happens when we get to 0.005, right? So the 10 million times the 0.005 is now $50,000. Let's see what happens when we get to 1 cent. So 10 million times 0.01 to 1 cent is now $100,000. Okay, so here's the thing. With our marketing campaign, the higher we get this price, right? I only got to sell once. I sell 10 million once. Let's say we get it up to 1 cent. That 10 million coin times the 1 cent is $100,000. The price will take a hit, right? But that's okay because that $100,000 is going to go back into the trade bot, and then the trade bot will then be able to buy and burn even more. And it goes back to the multiplier effect. As soon as we start adding more money into the engine, there's a multiplier effect on the amount of Solana that it can create, which will then increase the healing rate on the liquidity pool. So more Solana is going to be added on here. So remember how I said, oh yeah, it's going to take 100 years at this rate to get to the 0.1 or the 10 cent mark, right? Which is 100 million market cap. Well, now because we just put a huge multiplier on the trading engine, now it's not going to be 100 years. Now it'll be like 50 years, right? And then all we got to do is just keep repeating the process and reduce that 50 years down to 1 year, a few months. And so that's where all of this, it's now becoming a marketing problem at this point. We have something that no other meme coins have. We have true self-healing tech. We have to build it up. We have to add more money into the engine so that we accelerate the healing. And when we accelerate the healing, everybody wins. Because as soon as somebody, let's say you become a millionaire and you want to, you're like, all right, Jerry, we're good to go. I want to sell all my TradeBot so I can get my $1 million and I can ride off into the sunset. Go for it. Sell it, dump it. And then, I mean, optimal reasons you don't want to do that. But if you did, you are totally free to do that. And here's a simulation of right here. So this simulation right here, very rough figures, but it's going to be included in the white paper also. And this might change too. So this is very, very rough figures. But you could see here in this simulation, people who get to their goal, they just dump. And you can see these huge red candles dropping because they're not even being smart about it. I just wanted to see what happens if people are just dumping as they go along, right? And you can see the self-healing process take effect, okay? And you can see the price going up, and then somebody else reaches their goal, and then they dump it. Somebody else reaches their goal, they dump it, but it is always healing, 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 healing as it goes up. And yeah, I mean, it's that straightforward. We have a technology that other meme coins do not have. Other meme coins, they have to use the greater fool theory to make money. So there are losers. That's why crypto has a bad name. But with our coin, it's just time. And basically, if you hold, the math works in your favor. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to panic. I'm not panicking. I kind of like it because we can buy more and burn more. But it for me, it doesn't matter. Like, we're gonna hit our goal. We just have to focus on the day to day. If we focus on burning, you can see from this simulation here that the price goes up, and it's that straightforward. And then on top of that, like what Devonte is working on, which is the business to business. So what we want to do is we want to create multiple revenue streams across the entire community. Because if we do that, that's even more money that's going into this chart that is then burning everything, or that's increasing the price and burning. Okay. So another thing you want to notice is like this is a 10-year simulation. Again, you can't really base a lot on this. This is just one scenario. Okay. But you can see that in 10 years, it took us 10 years to get to over 40 cents. All right. That's awesome, right? But we want a dollar, right? Like we want a dollar. Like if we really want to take it to the next level, we want a dollar trade bot, and that's what those other revenue streams would do. So if with our ISVs and they're setting up different businesses and they're able to not only generate jobs for those developers, which would be awesome and amazing, but they're also creating a revenue stream that is also burning TradeBot. This is just the trading engine. This is not including the Comic Cons. This is not including the auto the what are they called, the car fair, not the car fair, car shows, right? This is not including what the B2B ISV is going to be doing. Like once they start generating income, this thing's going to get even crazier. It's not going to be 100 years. It's going to be like one year. It's going to be a few months. Like I don't know what we can get up to because that's up to us at that point. What can we do to help make the community grow to get the price up? And you only have to do it once. Once you get the price up to 1 cent, and we can capitalize on that and put that money into TradeBot, he is now healing at that rate forever, pretty much. And so just think
When you
about that.
say pretty much, what do you mean?
Well, I can't say forever in the sense of I'm gonna die, right? But
Oh.
from a mathematical perspective, like it's like it'll always generate that basically at that point, right? I mean, there's other factors. If Bitcoin goes to zero, Solana goes to zero, like there's still risk involved in all this, but like they're pretty dramatic events.
Yeah,
Uh,
this is really sweet because I can just like what I'm picturing like right now is like I see the how the burns work. I see like what's going on, but I just for some reason I got this like kind of like sight where like I see we're on the ground floor, right? We're starting this
mhm.
project and this is being recorded and it's going to post on the TradeBot YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
So I can just see like it eventually growing and then someone like keeping track of where it started and to where if it I'm just I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just excited to see where the how much it'll eventually burn once we have the
Yes.
volatility in our market. Because right now we're burning 10, 20, 30, $40 worth of trade bot, but eventually it's going to be like $1,000 worth of
Yes.
trade bot
Yeah.
every day or something
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
and that'll
Yeah.
be nuts.
Yes. That's exactly right. Like so it's not the volatility is already there. We're already profiting. All of those transactions you see there are profit. So like I'm not robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like that's all profit. Um,
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are like they look at the sales because they when people buy, your money goes up because you bought before them.
yeah.
So, but if you take into account just the fact that let's say I put my when I put my money in, nobody bought after me, but the
Mhm.
trade bot continued to buy, I would have already made profit.
Yes.
That's the
Exactly.
point, because like no matter
Yeah.
what, you're gonna make profit just because they sold after you. So sure, they affected the money that you saw then and there, like when you saw it go up because other people were buying. But you got to remember, you already made money no matter what, and it'll continue to do that forever, basically until you die. Is basically what you're saying.
Yes, but so like if I bought up here and then the other
Yeah.
guy sold, obviously I'm in the red at this point, right?
Yeah,
So
all
the
according
only
to your
issue,
phantom, but or your wallet,
yeah,
but
but
technically you're in the green
mm,
unless you bought up here. Oh,
no,
I
if
see
you
what you're
bought up
saying. You
here, if
bought
you
up
bought up
there. Yeah,
here,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you're in the red, so you still have to wait. But the issue that comes with that is opportunity cost. So the reason that I want to move fast is because yes, it's awesome that you're going to make your money, but the crypto world is all about high speed. They want to make their money now, like they want to go 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 go. Like it's a very paranoid space where people are like, if I'm not selling,
Get rid.
he's gonna steal from me.
Yeah.
He's gonna rug pull me. I got to get out now, type of thing. And we have to. Our job as a community is to build that trust. That's why we have the burns. That's why we have the burn chart because we want to show people like, look, look at all of the burns that we're doing. Like this is our credit. Like we are building our credit score here with the community saying we're legit. We're not going to do a rug pull. We're not going anywhere. We're going to do this for as long as possible because we want to make millionaires. We want people to succeed. We're not here to scam anybody. We're here to make sure that everybody wins, type of thing. Um, so yeah, and so there is, yeah. I mean, people that are buying in at the top here, and then they this is scary. I understand that, but just understand that we do have a strategy in place. We want to be able to increase this price so that when we fill the trade bot with more revenue or more proceeds from sales, then when it does drop, it'll heal up faster because he's now generating more profit. And that's the beauty of it. It's a scalable solution. So we just got to figure out how to put more money in. We put more money in, he can buy more, and then that healing rate goes up.
That's crazy.
Yes, it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. No other coin has this. Oh my goodness. So, does anybody have any questions? All right. So, the next steps going forward, and what I'm going to be working on. And by the way, Devante is not here, so he can't give you an update on the B2B business. But they're shooting for a July release for their first prototype, and then they're going to start looking for customers. So it's pretty exciting to see what they're going to be working on, and we'll be giving you guys updates as we go along. But the next steps going forward, sorry, one is I got to finish the white paper because we have to prepare our foundation. We got to make it easy for people to explain this, and if they can't explain it, they could just point people to the white paper so they can go in there and read it and study it. And in that white paper, I'm going to explain to them what the greater fool theory is and what a regular meme coin life cycle looks like, which is like this, and then why our TradeBot life cycle is special. So we do not look like this because of TradeBot. And I mean, TradeBot is the reason why it didn't dump all the way, right? Like, TradeBot's the reason why it's slowly, steadily holding. Somebody did dump, but then you can see that we're starting to heal back up, type of thing.
Yeah, like
So,
after all those sells, we're still plateaued basically the whole
yes,
time.
exactly. Like all
Yeah.
of these airdrop farmers. Oh my gosh,
It was
airdrop farmers,
hundreds.
man, dude. Anyway, yeah. So like the proofs in the pudding, basically, as far as the chart's concerned. But yeah, that's what the white paper is going to explain. It's going to explain the control, which is the meme, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put. So I'm writing a simulation that kind of mimics this behavior, and then using that same exact math, I'm then going to add TradeBot, and I'll show you what the chart's going to look like with this compared to TradeBot. So it's like an apples to apples comparison at that point. And I'll still have it where demand goes to zero. So in the first example, this shows that nobody wants to buy anymore because it's all going to zero. And then for us, that's going to be easy because TradeBot always creates the demand. TradeBot is the demand. He will always keep buying, and then you should see the price go up, and then you'll see like spikes here and there because the people that got in here are going to start selling for their goals. So it'll look very similar. It'll look very similar to what this page will look like. But I think it'll be a lot more realistic because all of this one has diamond hand people. So these guys are always holding. But in the new experiment or the new simulation I'm doing here, these guys are impatient, and so they're going to try to sell as quickly as possible, basically. So we're going to see. I'm very curious to see what that will show up as far as the graph is concerned. But I'm already convinced that you're going to see this thing go up, just
So make
because
basically
it's
like a
math.
worse.
It's like it's like a worst case scenario, but it's math.
Yeah.
Like we're always buying, so it's just going to go up. So I can't wait to show that to people. Um, so that's the first step. Figure out the white paper. You got to write that out. And I do have a rough draft, but it's very very. I still got to fill it in with details and all that stuff. And then the second thing we got to do is set up the Telegram bots. Okay. Uh, Set up Telegram bots. Configure or I gotta balance my portfolio a little bit. Basically, a lot of the altcoins are getting hit, and it pains me to sell at a loss for some of the tokens that I have. But it's like, ugh, no, man, we're gonna make it back anyways. So because we're gonna, so yeah, I just got to get that rebalanced to get the $10,000 ready for the marketing campaign. And the reason I don't want to sell TradeBot, because we do have it, it's because of what I showed you. If we sell TradeBot now, it's an opportunity cost for when the price goes up. That's why I don't want. It's not in my best interest to sell all of these coins now. Like, that's something I didn't show you before. So like, what happens if we get to 10 cents? 10 million, right? Times 10 cents. So 10 million TradeBot times 10 cents is $1 million. What do you think that will do to the trading digit? Could you imagine trading with that much money? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's not in my best interest to do a rug pull. You know, it's in our best interest to get the price up as high as possible and try to save. This is fuel. I see this as fuel. We want to conserve this fuel for as long as we can until we're at the very, very, very top, right? Which is like $1 price. And then when we sell 10 million for 10 million at $1 is $10 million, right? If we're putting $10 million into the trade bot, that profit is going to be ridiculous. And it's always going to be supporting the price. Awesome. So yeah, that's the whole. So yes, I don't. I'm not. I do not want to spend TradeBot. It's not in our best interest to sell TradeBot right now. We got to get the price up. So I'm looking for other monetary means to help fuel the rocket, basically. And then finally, once we balance the portfolio, then we can go ahead and start the process. So the next step is going to be purchase Soul Trending, the deck screener ads, and then prep up Jupiter Swap so that we can do the buys over that 1 day period, so that we're getting the maximum exposure for the money. And then once we do that, all of you guys need to be ready to do Twitter raids at that point, because that is our opportunity. We're gonna have 1 day, and everybody can just start jumping in, do the raids, and get that exposure out to everybody. And of course, they're going to be helping too. As soon as we start getting these ads up, the other people joining in, they're going to want to obviously make money as well. So they're going to be part of the Twitter ads also, and we're going to be going with that. The 4 steps are: got to work on the white paper, set up the Telegram bots, balance the portfolio so that we get to 10,000, and then purchase the Soul Trending, Deck Screener ads, and prep Jupiter Swap. I do not have a timeline for that yet because I got to make sure that the first steps get done first. But that's pretty much the direction we're headed. Any questions?
That sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. And remember, tell your buddies that the math is on our side. They don't have to panic. It's okay. It was just somebody taking their profits. That's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here for everybody to be successful, basically.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right. Have a great day, guys. See ya.